What's going on YouTube? It is Pelfrey, and this is Pelfrey's 250 gallon joking. This is Pelfrey's Red Sea Reefer 250, approximately 75-ish gallons, total water volume. I've had the tank up for 5.5-ish years, I don't know, a long time. But anyway, in the last video I talked about a Colorado Sunburst Anemone that was coming in. And that actually came in today. Now, whenever I say today, depends on when this video is going to go live. This is weeks behind where the other videos are. That's just how I do my content. But anyway, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll get live updates, by the way. So the Anemone came in and is, I've had one other anemone I put in this tank. It was probably like a year or so after I started the tank, I added an anemone to the tank. And it didn't last long. If you don't know, anemones need to be added to established tanks. Otherwise, they tend not to fare very well. And the last thing that I want to do is make anything suffer. So anyway, where is it in the tank? Can you see where it is? It's the only real orange that I have in the tank. And if you guessed right there, you would be correct. This thing is looking magnificent. It is looking beautiful. So the anemone was shipped out on a Tuesday from California, and I received it on a Wednesday. And something interesting is the Thirsties Reef actually preferred that the FedEx shop hold the package. That way it's not on a truck for a long period of time. And it's the first time anybody ever asked me that. And I had no issues with that because the FedEx shop's only like 5 minutes from my house. No big deal. I was watching the tracking to see where it was anyway because I was expecting it. But I really thought that was cool because sometimes it can end up on a FedEx truck. And just because it says before, 11 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever, they're not always going to get it there. And matter of fact, whenever I went to pick up the coral from the FedEx shop, they had just got this huge shipment in, so they were really slammed, but they had it setting aside. Whenever I walked in, told them my name, gave them all the information they needed. There was my box, came home, done and done. So I did a little bit of research on anemones because I had about a week and a half to do some research on it. And the procedure that I followed was similar to maybe a Vivid Aquariums video. Whenever I got the coral, it came in perfect heat packs, or a single heat pack, but perfect. The weather's pretty good outside, really sunny out right now. It's about 50 degrees, but I threw the anemone in the sump in the bag for about 45 minutes or an hour because I had some other stuff to take care of. After that, I put it in a bucket, and then I added a cup of water to the bucket of water to just kind of get the anemone used to my tank water. I didn't add the whole cup. I did it in small, probably like a quarter of a cup here, quarter of a cup there, over about 45-minute time frame. After that, I think the most important part that I saw on, and I believe it was a Vivid Aquariums video, if not, maybe it was somebody else. I did watch a Bahama Llama video on a couple of anemones because they're brand new to me, but I turned the flow off to both of the Tunze pumps. So I turned the flow off. And then I added the anemone to the tank. And I originally was going to put it down here. But then I thought to myself, maybe I should put it on this ledge up here. And maybe it won't move around. Maybe. We'll see how that works out. So I turned the flow off for about an hour. And I let it set its foot down. And just get a good grasp. I didn't want the flow just throwing the coral around. Or the invert. It's an invertebrate. I didn't want it to throw the anemone around. So after about an hour or so, I turned on the right pump, and then about, 15, 20 minutes later, I turned on the left pump. And, excuse me, wow. At first, the anemone was completely pissed off. It didn't know what to do. It wasn't opening up or anything. But now, the bubbles on it are looking great. I felt like in the picture, maybe it was a little red. But here it's green, and it's got some great bubbles. It's an orange, got some yellow tips. And the craziest thing about this is I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I've followed Thirsty's Reef for a long time. I tend to unfollow people if they don't post anything for like 6 months or a year or whatever. I just unfollow them. But I followed Thirsty's Reef for a long time. And I was scrolling through there, and I'd been talking about anemones. I've been kind of wanting an anemone. Nothing this exotic, not something this exotic, just a bubble tip anemone. And whenever I saw the raffles, I'm like, okay, I know I've been through this before, but $20, picked a number that is near and dear to my heart, and just went to bed. It took about 3 or 4 days for that raffle to fill up. Woke up in the middle of the night, saw a message from them. Next morning, about 10 a.m., I see that I'm a winner. And the craziest thing is it's a gamble. It is a gamble, but for $20, I got a $500 or $600 sought after anemone, and that was with the shipping included. So the $20 raffle was just a chance to win the anemone with the shipping. So for $20, again, for $20, I won this beautiful, beautiful anemone. Now, he holds these raffles all the time, so if you're not following Thirsty's Reef on Instagram, I suggest you go do that. Probably been a long-winded video on this, and I know I talked about it a lot on my last video, but I am thrilled. We'll see how this pans out. I jokingly told my wife last night, because I knew the anemone was coming, I said, whenever that thing gets here, I should probably just drive to the closest fish store, which is an hour away, and show them what I have and say, hey, what will you offer me for this? Or what will you offer? What's the cash offer on this anemone? And just to see if they, number one, knew what it was, and number two, would offer me a decent amount, knowing that in the right conditions, if you're into farming this type of stuff, then this could potentially be a cash cow. And that's not why I did it. But going down the road, if this thing decides to split or do anything funky, I have no intentions of ever trying to frag it. I've watched some fragging anemone videos, and that just kind of freaks me out. But it is weird and wild to me that it's a $500 or $600 piece. And maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm completely wrong there, but it's in the tank. And I know I said it before, but I'm still nervous. I was nervous whenever I got it. Adding it to the tank, I'm like, just things seem to not go well. Some things do, some things don't. It's hit or miss with me, but I'm thrilled. I love it, and I hope that it can grow and be just a huge anemone. And if it took over the tank, I'm pretty cool with that. I guess as it grows, I'll have to think about getting some clownfish again, see if I can get some clownfish hosts in it. But this thing's tiny. It is opened up, but whenever it came in, it's like the size of my thumb probably, and it's not very big at all. But opened up, it does look pretty big, but I'm thrilled with it. Nice, vibrant orange. The glass is a little dirty, and I still have the Astrian starfish, and I need a harlequin shrimp, and I've kind of stalled on that for right now. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough. I will leave Thirsty's Reef Instagram below. I know he does some SPS raffles and whatnot, and he's got a couple more Colorado Sunburst raffles that he's going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here, stop the rambling. Hopefully you enjoyed my rambling. If not, go ahead and dislike the video, but I prefer you like it. Okay, whatever. Check out the website at pelfrey.net. Check me out on Instagram at pelfreysreef, and I'll catch you on the next one.